Imagine coming home early to surprise your wife, only to find her in bed with her boss. That was my reality. The moment I opened that bedroom door, my marriage, my trust, and my life shattered. What I discovered that day destroyed everything I thought I knew about love. My name is Brandon. I'm 36, and for the past 8 years, I believed I was living the dream. A stable job, a cozy home, and a wife I adored. Her name is Sophia. She's smart, ambitious, and had always talked about climbing the ladder at work. When she got promoted, I was the proudest husband alive. We celebrated with champagne at the kitchen table. She wore that red dress I bought her 2 anniversaries ago. She laughed and told me, "This is just the beginning." I believed her. I thought we were celebrating our future. Her new boss, Richard, was the one who pushed the promotion through. I remember shaking his hand at the office party. He was older, sharp suit, confident in a way that made you feel small. "You've got a brilliant wife," he told me. "She's going places." I smiled like a fool. I thought it was a compliment. I didn't know then what kind of places he meant. Looking back, that night feels like the last time my life made sense. Everything after was a slow unraveling. I didn't recognize until it was too late. At first, it was normal. Sophia said the promotion meant longer hours, more responsibility, she explained. She'd come home after 9, kiss me on the cheek, and collapse on the couch. I cooked dinner. I packed lunches. I told her not to worry about chores. "I've got it," I said. I was proud of her. I wanted to support her, but soon it became every night. Then weekends. I'd wake up alone and find her side of the bed cold. She'd text, "Working late again." "Don't wait up." I told myself this was the price of ambition. I told myself it would pay off later. But the truth? It hurt. I missed my wife. When I brought it up, she snapped. "Do you want me to fail? Do you want me to throw away everything I've worked for?" "No," I said quickly. I miss you." She softened then, hugged me, promised things would settle down. But her phone kept buzzing with late-night email, and her smile grew distant, like it belonged somewhere else. The first red flag came on a Saturday morning. I was doing laundry when I emptied her work bag and found a receipt. 2 glasses of wine, a steak dinner, and dessert at an upscale restaurant. The receipt was signed by Richard. When I asked her about it, he barely looked up. "Business dinner. You know how it is." "With just your boss?" I pressed. She rolled her eyes. "Brandon, don't be insecure. It was about work. He's mentoring me." I wanted to believe her. I hated myself for even asking. But the image of her and Richard laughing over wine stuck in my head. The next week, I noticed her perfume was different, stronger, new. She never wore perfume for me anymore, but she wore it every day for work. I started lying to myself. I said it was stress, paranoia, but inside something was breaking. It happened late one night. I was half asleep when I heard her in the kitchen on the phone. Her voice was low, soft in a way I hadn't heard in months. I stayed still, pretending to sleep. "Good night, Richard," she whispered. Then she laughed, a laugh I used to think belonged to me. My stomach dropped. My heart pounded so loud I thought she'd hear it. When she came back to bed, I kept my eyes closed. She slipped under the covers, smelling of that new perfume, and touched my shoulder. I wanted to roll over to ask, "How long?" But I didn't. Fear held me down. Fear of the answer. Fear that everything I built was already gone. That night, I didn't sleep at all. I stared at the ceiling and wondered if love could die without making a sound. The next week, I made a decision. I took a random Tuesday off without telling her. My plan was simple. Surprise Sophia with breakfast, maybe lunch later. A small reminder that we were still us. I cooked pancakes, left them on the counter, and drove to her office around noon. But when I arrived, her car wasn't in the lot. I called her. She didn't answer. Something inside me twisted. Instead of going back, I drove home. I don't know why. Maybe instinct? Maybe some part of me already knew. Her car was in the driveway. I walked inside, my hands shaking. The house was too quiet. My chest was heavy, like I was dragging weights. Then I heard it. Low voices upstairs. A laugh that wasn't mine. I froze at the bottom of the stairs. And then, step by step, I climbed toward the sound that would ruin me. I pushed the bedroom door open, and my world shattered. There they were, Sophia and Richard, in my bed, in the sheets we bought together. Her hair was messy, his shirt on the floor. They froze when they saw me. Sophia's eyes widened in horror. Richard just smirked, like getting caught was nothing. "Brandon," she started, scrambling for the sheet. I couldn't breathe. My throat closed up. "In our bed?" I choked out. "With him?" Sophia reached out. "It's not what it looks like." I laughed, bitter and broken. "Don't you dare say that." Richard leaned back against the headboard, calm as ever. "Maybe you should leave. This is between me and her." That was the moment I snapped. I stormed into the room, fists clenched. "Between you and her? She's my wife," Sophia cried, grabbing for her clothes. "Brandon, please calm down, calm down," I shouted. "I gave you everything. I believed in you. And this is what you do?" Richard stood up slowly, towering over me. "She deserves better than a jealous husband," he sneered. I wanted to hit him. God, I wanted to, but I didn't. I knew one punch would cost me everything, my freedom, my chance to ever look my parents in the eyes again. Instead, I looked at Sophia. "How long?" I asked. Tears streamed down her face. She didn't answer, and that silence told me everything. I walked out before the rage swallowed me whole. I drove straight to my parents' house. When my mom Helen opened the door, she saw my face and pulled me into her arms. I broke down like a child. My dad, George, listened quietly as I told them everything. His hands shook as he lit a cigarette he hadn't touched in years. "That bastard," he muttered. Sophia called that night. I ignored it. She texted, "Please come home. We need to talk." I turned my phone off. The next day, she showed up at my parents' doorstep, mascara streaked. "Brandon, I'm sorry. It was a mistake. It meant nothing. Please don't throw away our marriage." I stared at her. "You threw it away the second you opened your legs for him," she sobbed. My mom told her to leave. My dad didn't even look at her. Word spread fast. Melissa, her coworker, called me privately. "I'm so sorry, Brandon. I suspected something, but I didn't know how to tell you. I found out Richard was married too. His wife filed for separation when she discovered his affair with Sophia. Suddenly, Sophia wasn't the rising star at work. She was the scandal. She begged me again. "We can go to counseling. We can fix this. Think of everything we've built." I shook my head. "It was built on trust, and you burned it to the ground." Friends took sides. Some said I should forgive. Others said divorce her immediately. All I knew was every time I closed my eyes, I saw them in my bed. There was no coming back from that. Weeks passed. The calls slowed. The begging turned into anger. "You're really going to destroy our family over one mistake?" She snapped one night. "One mistake?" I said quietly. "You don't accidentally fall into bed with your boss. That's not a mistake. That's a choice." I filed for divorce. It was the hardest decision of my life, but also the clearest. Staying would have meant erasing myself, living as a man who let betrayal sit at his table. I couldn't. When I signed the papers, my hands shook. But afterward, I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Peace. Here's what I've learned. Betrayal doesn't always come from strangers. Sometimes it comes from the person you swore forever with. But dignity is yours to protect. I lost my marriage, but I kept my self-respect, and that's something no one can take from me again.
Some betrayals you never recover from. Brandon thought he was supporting his wife's career, but she was building a secret life with her boss. What would you do if you caught your partner in your own bed with someone else? Would you forgive, or would you walk away? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if this story shocked you, the next one will break your heart even more. Subscribe now so you don't miss it. Until then, remember, trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and sometimes forever to repair.